Yo, what's good guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm K.V Productions. I talk mainly about the entertainment industry, and today I have a very interesting video. A video that I don't usually do. It's about a book that I recently read, and it is none other than the Oppenheimer screenplay. It's by Christopher Nolan, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it right now. So today I'm going to say things of what I have learned from this book from a screenplay point of view, as well as things that I really like about this screenplay compared to what was in the film. And I'm also going to be talking about whether this book is worth for you, whether you should also buy it. And let's get straight to the video. Christopher Nolan wrote this. It's on Amazon. So it starts off with an introduction, and in this introduction it's written how the character of Oppenheimer really is, the real life person, how he behaves, how he does things, the things he has done, in a more shortened version. So imagine American Prometheus, but he took out some of the key elements and paraphrased it and wrote it in this introduction to give us a brief idea of what this person is like, what Oppenheimer really is like, before we get to start to read the screenplay. And after the introduction, he gives us the cast and the crew members who are part of this film, which I'm happy that he did because he's giving them credit. And then we begin with the screenplay. So the screenplay begins with the very famous quote, "Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to man. For this, he was chained to a rock and tortured for eternity." That's the very famous quote that you will see in the opening of it. And by the way, if you're watching this video, I assume you have already seen the film. So if you have not, maybe it's not a good idea to watch this video. But if you have, then you may continue watching. It starts off with this quote that was also in the movie, and then he also describes the fire in the background, the explosion in the background, and he describes it very beautifully. "A vast sphere of fire, the fire of 1,000 suns, slowly eats the nighttime desert. A line of black type appears." And that's a beautiful way to open the screenplay. And then we start off with a super title, Fission, and the story continues from there. The Fission storyline is for Oppenheimer, who is being interrogated by the Senate. After that, we go to the Fusion timeline, where Louis Strauss is being interrogated by the Senate in some other place. So I'm going to give you my quick thoughts on the story as well as the screenplay. Now, how's the screenplay? How is it different from other screenplays written before? Okay, firstly, this film is a character study done really well. And rather than saying Oppenheimer saw this, Oppenheimer did this, he actually said, "I did this, I saw this." That's how he wrote it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let's look at here. So it says, I glance down at my notes. That's what it says. And here's the thing, he's not saying Oppenheimer glanced down at his notes. He's saying, "I glanced down at my notes." He's imagining himself, he's putting himself in the shoe of Oppenheimer himself. So he read the book American Prometheus, and now he's put himself in the shoe of Oppenheimer. He's looking at things how Oppenheimer would do things. That's how he's thinking. That's how Nolan was thinking while writing the script. And it is very evident here. He doesn't have to say it, I can see right here. He's saying, "I did that, I did this," instead of Oppenheimer's doing that. It's kind of a first-person POV kind of screenplay, and that's really a good choice for a character study because it shows us more about the character. It puts us as the audience in the shoe of the character as well. Let's look at the last third of the film, the interrogation after the explosion. Now, the dialogue was going very fast. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest, the dialogue was going very fast, and it is actually very easy to lose track of what the characters are saying at times. And that's where this screenplay comes in handy, because we actually get to see what exactly these characters are saying, and we get to also see what are the stuff we are missing. And sometimes the intention of certain dialogues can only be seen with the screenplay. And that's why I think the screenplay was really amazing. And it's also great to study the screenplay because it's a masterclass. It has great vocabulary and the sequences were very well done. The dialogue was amazing actually. I mean, in the film already I could tell the dialogue was incredible, but here I realized I missed a lot of dialogue and the intentions they had, like a lot of it, especially in the last third of the film. I thought I got the story of it very well, solid. Of course, I was aware I missed out on a lot during the film, but I didn't expect to miss out on this much as after reading this book. I mean, I only saw the film once, so it could be that. But then again, I missed out on quite a number of things, and it was thanks to this screenplay that I'm finally realizing it. So there's a lot to unpack here. And for those who want to really unpack the story, like piece by piece, you want to unpack the story of the film, then definitely buy the screenplay, mainly because the film is 3 hours long, so it will take very long to watch the film. Whereas this screenplay, I read it in... Actually, I finished through it very fast, and I could also unpack the scenes that were going on behind. So if you want to unpack the story, unravel the story bit by bit to get the maximum out of it, then definitely buy the screenplay. It is incredible. And I could also imagine how things were done. I mean, of course, I've already seen the film, but then again, I can already really imagine the scenes again playing in my head while reading the screenplay. It was just that well made. And it's also a masterclass in how to write dialogue. Dialogue that has a lot of tension to it, there's a lot of excitement to it. So the last third was really an exciting part for the film, the interrogation, where it was just dialogue, but it was really interesting, it was really exciting to watch. And the same dialogue is in this book, but it feels more exciting because you don't miss much compared to the film. And that's something I'm thankful for in this book. So overall, I would say this book is really useful. If you want to be a screenwriter or a scriptwriter in the future, or want to know how to write stories, or is trying to study how to write dialogue in stories, definitely buy this book. This book has excellent dialogue in it. Like, I'm not kidding. And it has some great vocabulary, and the way they use politics to... I mean, I missed a lot of intentions behind the politics. Okay, not a lot, I wouldn't say it's that far, but some of the things, some of the intentions behind the politics going behind the scenes. And it was with the help of this book, which, by the way, remember I said in the introduction they gave a brief idea of the character of Oppenheimer. Yeah, in the introduction they gave a brief idea of the character of Oppenheimer, how he really is, what kind of person he really is. And with that idea that they have written here, it's actually easier to understand and unpack the character itself when reading the screenplay, because then again, you got an introduction which already introduces you to the character, and now you have the screenplay which, after you really know what the introduction of the character, you are reading what the character has done and what kind of person he is, you have a greater idea of how the person really is. So definitely buy this book, it's incredible. I would recommend it for those who are aspiring to be filmmakers or screenwriters, basically those who are aspiring to work in the film industry. Definitely get this book and read it and study it even if you have to. It also has the famous quote inside the book, not only at the back here, I am become deaf, destroy worlds. It's here at the back, but it's also inside the book, of course, because it was in the movie as well. So definitely buy the book. I'm also going to buy American Prometheus and read it as well. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time. You guys are always the best.